Well, hello there, everyone. It's great to be back on YourTV for an update for the City of Belleville as we deal with these COVID-19 times. And I want to say a very big special thank you to all the staff at YourTV for giving me this opportunity to provide these updates. It's hard to believe that we've already gone through a year since we first entered into this COVID-19 pandemic. And we are doing very well only because of the hard work of our residents and businesses. And I want to thank them and thank YourTV for letting me share information with you, which I think has helped us with our great numbers. So the first thing that I normally do on these is sort of do a quick update on how we're doing as a region in terms of our case counts. And this week we had one additional case on Monday of the week. And so we start the week off with 7 active cases, which is an excellent low number, which we like to see. And that means that we are in the green zone for Ontario, what they call the prevent zone. So our job is to prevent COVID from getting a foothold in our community and doing all the things that we know are so important: washing your hands, wearing your mask, watching your distance from other people so that you can wear a mask if you can't socially distance, but also if you're indoors. Really, really important, and we're doing so well as we go along those lines. Some of the great news is that our COVID-19 assessment center, as well as our paramedics, are doing a lot of testing. And we've gone through 106,000 tests since the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak. Currently, we have given out 20,000 vaccines. And so there are about 1,893 people in our community that have received their second dose. So that's very, very good. That's a lot of folks in long-term care, but also some medical professionals. And right now in Ontario, the province has reduced the age for people who can be now vaccinated to 75 and above. So if you are a resident who's 75 and above, I encourage you to go to the provincial website to register so that you can get scheduled for your vaccinations. It's really great for us. And I thank everybody who's involved in those vaccinations. Of course, here in Belleville, we are doing them at Loyalist College and soon in pharmacies. And the City of Belleville's made one of the arenas at the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center available should Hastings and Prince Edward Health Unit need those. So thanks everyone involved. I understand that it's a very well-run operation when you go there and that some of the glitches on the online registration system have been corrected. And so we encourage you to do that. This week we had a Belleville City Council meeting. There was a lot of business to conduct for the City of Belleville, and some of the highlights are the Wallbridge-Loyalist bridge rehabilitation. So as you know, Wallbridge-Loyalist is that road is that north-south corridor on the west side of the city, and there is a bridge that goes over the railroad tracks. And that bridge is shared between the City of Belleville and the City of Quinte West. And it's time for us to do some rehabilitation to extend the life of that really important crossing. We hired consultants that are experienced in bridges. Obviously, you want to be careful. You want to make sure that you have experts because those bridges have a lot of load and it can be very, very dangerous. So we've hired experts to come in and start that process. They will manage it from the beginning to the end. So they will manage identifying what parts of the bridge need some repairs, how they will be done, who will be doing the work, and making sure that the work was done all properly. So that was the decision we made this week at City Council. Also, speaking of bridges, we continue to work on the 401 corridor expansion through the City of Belleville. So currently, that is a 4-lane roadway, so 2 east and 2 west. We understand the province of Ontario wants to expand that. Traffic has gotten a lot busier since the 1950s when that area was constructed. So we are going through with the Provincial Ministry of Transportation to identify that they're going to widen the bridges first. They'll build new bridges to allow for the road to be expanded. And yesterday we dealt with a report talking about our negotiations with the provincial department and how it's going. Right now, we expect that there'll be a decision in the next year or so about what the timeline will be for the bridge reconstruction. And so there are currently 4 bridges that have to be widened. The bridge on the 401 at Wallbridge-Loyalist Road on the west, And then as you move to the east, we have the Sydney Street Bridge, we have the North Front Street Bridge and Highway 62, and we have the Highway 37 and Canafton Road Bridge. All of those have to be widened. But in addition to that, we continue to have a lot of interest on what's called the BEAR, Belleville East Arterial Road, which would be a new interchange farther to the east, which predominantly would get vehicles into the industrial park. Right now they are having to use the Canafton Road, and it's really not appropriate. There are residential areas there. It's not big enough for wide enough for the turning diameter that the trucks need. And most important, we want to find a way to make sure that some of that cargo that's being transported is coming through an easier route, and that will open up the whole east side of the city. And we continue to work really, really hard on that. And I just wanted to give everyone an update on that. There's a new day coming to the city of Belleville. It's called Giveaway Day. And our Green Task Force that deals with all of our environmental initiatives and ways to reduce our carbon footprint brought this suggestion forward. There will be a day, and we have to pick the date yet, but we'll be making announcements. There'll be a day where residents can take things out and put it on the street that they don't want, and other people can come by and take it if they wish to have it. So it'll be kind of like, I don't want to say a yard sale because there'll be no money involved, but it'll be an opportunity for people to have items that they're not using anymore, and maybe someone else can make use of it, and that'll be announced when we do that. Now, we do want to stress that just because you put it out doesn't mean you can leave it out. And so there'll be a finite amount of time that you can leave your items out on the curb, and then it'll be your responsibility to bring them back in because we don't want the stuff left out during the year. Speaking of the Green Task Force, we will be making announcements shortly regarding this year's Trash Bash. And last year we had to postpone the Trash Bash from the spring to the fall. And this year we're so excited about getting back on schedule with a spring cleanup of the city, and more information will be coming in terms of the day that it'll be happening, where you can pick up garbage bags, and more importantly, where you can bring your full garbage bags or your full bags of garbage to drop off so we can dispose of them. This week at Belleville City Council, we also appointed members of the community to fill vacancies on our city council committees. And you may know that we have a number of committees in the city. They do a lot of the work that works its way up to Belleville City Council meetings where we make decisions. And so we're really grateful for citizens who step up and serve on those committees. We fill those committees at the beginning of the term. So this term we filled them in January of 2019. But midterm we take an opportunity to reappoint people and then also fill vacancies. So we had 10 vacant positions for community members this time, and I'm really, really pleased that we were able to appoint 7 out of the 10 were females. And you'll remember some of the discussion we've had earlier this year regarding the composition of Belleville City Council and the makeup and the gender and diversity options. And so it's really great to have seen so many people apply. Over 60 applied for these 10 vacancies. As I said, 7 out of the 10 are female. We have members on the inclusion committee that now include a member from the LGBT identified community, as well as someone with Mohawk background. And so that's going to be a great addition there. And what I was really pleased to see was 4 out of the 10 people that were appointed to these committees had previously applied for the vacant council seat. So they are interested in serving our community, and hopefully they will get more familiar with what is going on with the work of the city of Belleville, and they will present themselves as candidates in the 2022 election. So I just wanted to provide an update. You know, a lot of times politicians talk about what they want to do, and I've always said it's more important to watch what they actually do. And I think that our decisions yesterday on the appointment of members to boards and agencies show our commitment to more diversity and more inclusion in our community. And I'm really, really pleased that Belleville City Council accepted my recommendations for these people who will serve on that committee, and I wish them well as they go forward. Lastly, I just want to offer congratulations. You may know that Fire Chief Mark McDonald recently announced his retirement. And while we are going through the process to fill that new position, or that newly vacant position, Deputy Chief Don Corbett has been picked to be the acting chief of the Belleville Fire Service. And he starts his job this week in that capacity. Well, we wish him well. We really appreciate all of our frontline and emergency service personnel, particularly our fire service. These are people who, when we run away from issues, they run to them to help save our life and our property. And we're grateful to them for their contribution and for everybody that keeps us safe during these times. So that's my update for this week. And it's nice to be back in the YourTV studio to do it. But I just want to say again, a big thank you to everybody for their cooperation and their patience and their sacrifices over the last year. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost there, and a little bit longer. I encourage you to keep it up. If you have any questions or if you have any concerns that you want to make me aware of, you can reach me through my City Hall office, and you can also contact all of your Belleville City Councillors. I encourage you to go to the city's website where you can get all of our contact information. And please don't hesitate to be in touch with us. I hope that you have a great rest of the week, and we'll be back in touch next week for another update from the City of Belleville.